Hello, it's John Heaton, and today I'm going to round off my series on my favourite Bob Dylan songs, part 5, and this section takes us from 2002 up to the present day. So if you remember last time we finished with the Love and Theft album, which came out 2001. So this 20 songs that I've chosen covers the albums Modern Times, Together Through Life, Tempest, and Rough and Rowdy Ways. Okay, so without further ado, we'll go into the top 20. And number 20, I've chosen a track from Tempest, 2012. I've chosen Roll On John, the last track, tribute to John Lennon. I know not everyone likes this track, and I think the Ultimate Music Guide only gave it 2 stars, but you know, it's a very subjective opinion. I find it very moving that Bob Dylan wrote a tribute to John. There's a great story of him going to Liverpool and taking one of those Magical Mystery Tour buses, which the fans do, taking them around the Liverpool sites, Beatles sites, and Bob Dylan went on one of these tours and was basically not recognised or not bothered by any of the other people on the bus, which I thought was quite a nice story. Anyway, I find it a moving song, and you know, from one great to another. So that's number 20. Number 19, we're going to go to the latest album, Rough and Rowdy Ways, and this is my own version of You, which I find pretty captivating, particularly lyrically. I don't think this album is quite as good as some of the reviews. Well, it would be difficult to live up to the reviews because they were literally all 5-star reviews, I seem to remember. But I think that particular song is excellent. That's number 19. Number 18, we're going to go to Together Through Life, which has a very uninspired cover, by the way, in my opinion. Better back cover. And the track I've chosen is I Feel a Change Coming On, which I think is just a nice groove that the musicians get into, and they do it really well. And then we're back to Rough and Rowdy Ways, number 17, I'd Contain Multitudes, which I think contains some delightful poetry. I play Chopin's Preludes, I Contain Multitudes. I think he even says I eat fast food. I contain multitudes. So I find it quite an amusing song. It's perhaps a bit of a strange way to start an album, but I'm not complaining. It's one of the best tracks. Number 16, we're going to go back to Tempest with a lovely song called Scarlet Town, which is right in the middle of the album. And he's on pretty good form vocally, which is not always the case on Tempest. On a track like Pay in Blood, he's really croaking, but Scarlet Town, he's singing it well. Number 15, we've got the closer of Together Through Life album, It's All Good, which I think is outstanding. I mean, to be honest with you, Together Through Life is not quite done it for me as an album in the same way as some of the others, particularly Modern Times for me, but that's not to say there's not some good material on here. It's not quite as consistent for me, but that's a good closer. Number 14, we are going to Modern Times. And again, another pretty uninspired cover, I'm afraid, but nice to have it on vinyl. It's a better back cover. And this was a Rolling Stone front cover issue from 2006 when Modern Times came out, so nice to have that as a souvenir. And the track I've chosen, number 14, is Beyond the Horizon, which is just a lovely, I think a couple of reviews said it could be a wedding band just slipping into a request and doing this kind of laid-back jazzy number. And I found this album one of the few albums which I was able to play in the background to my parents, and they didn't object, and they've actually found the whole thing very enjoyable. And there's not many albums I can do that with, or that I did. But this album, particularly a track like that, this is just lovely to listen to, whether intently or in the background. This Dream of You from Together Through Life is next. This is a lovely ballad from that album. And number 12, some people are going to wonder why this is not higher. This is Murder Most Foul from Rough and Rowdy Ways, which was the single that preceded the album and also takes up the whole of side 4 of the vinyl, and on the CD it takes up the whole of the second disc. And basically it's a tribute to Kennedy with lots of references to music which was around at the time in the 60s, and very evocative. Not much of a melody, but a bit of a masterpiece there. Number 11, Nettie Moore. I know this is one of your favourites, Oliver Luca, and I agree with you, it's not very well placed in the middle of side 2 here on Modern Times, but great words and great delivery from Bob. Love it. Duquesne Whistle is the opener from Tempest, number 10, and Bob produced a video for this, which was a rarity. I don't often see him do that, particularly in recent years, and just a picture of him walking down the street and having this kind of smirk on his face, and it's just a great video. Check it out if you haven't seen it. Beyond Here Lies Nothing is the opening track. Oh, sorry, number 9, left out number 9, Thunder on the Mountain, which is the opening track to Modern Times, which is a great way to open the album, and it's got a nice reference to Alicia Keys, and just a nice, good rhythm. Turn up the volume for this. And then number 8, Beyond Here Lies Nothing, which is the opening track to Together Through Life, which I think is an excellent song. Soon After Midnight is number 7, the slow ballad, track 2 of Tempest. Some lady was a harlot, she dressed as in scarlet or something. Just lovely words, brilliant. The levee's going to break from Modern Times. I remember doing a review of this album, and I did a track-by-track comment, and the comment I had for this song is shuffle till you drop, because it's just got this relentless shuffle beat from the drummer and this guitar note being played over and over, and I just think it's thoroughly infectious, and I love this song, absolutely love it. And also, well, I love the whole of the top 5 here. Number 5, we've got I Made Up My Mind to Give Myself to You, which I think is the strongest track on the new album, even stronger than Murder Most Foul, in my opinion. It's probably not an opinion that's shared by a lot of you, but I think it's a gorgeous ballad, and it's got these great kind of backing vocals, which I think was stolen from some tune or other. Someone was telling me, I can't remember. But anyway, that notwithstanding, it's beautifully sung and very heartfelt. And Spirit on the Water is the second track from Modern Times, number 4 on my list, and just a lovely, effortless, slower shuffle. You know, I can't go to paradise, I killed a man back there. Just some great words as well. I think it's outstanding, this track. And number 3, we're into the top 3 now, and the title track of Tempest, I think it's 16 minutes, or is it 12 minutes? I can't remember. But it's about the Titanic, and it's just told in wonderful detail by Dylan. You know, about the water flooding the quarterdeck and the people piling into the lifeboats, and verse after verse, and a very simple tune, but a very addictive tune as well, and catchy. When the reaper's task had ended, 1600 had gone to rest, the good, the bad, the rich, the poor, the loveliest and the best. They waited at the landing and they tried to understand, but there is no understanding of the judgment of God's hand. I think it's a brilliant song. I think it's the best song on that album, and one of the best songs of the last 20 years of his career, at least. Number 2, we're back to the Modern Times album, the first track on side 2, Working Man's Blues. I just think it's a gorgeous tune, really well played by the band, really well sung by Bob. Meet me in the bottom, don't lag behind, bring me my boots and shoes. You can hang back or fight your best on the front line, sing a little bit of this Working Man's Blues. I think Uncut, the Ultimate Music Guide, gave it 5 stars, deservedly. I think it's an absolute masterpiece, and the number 1 on my list, Can You Guess? Also from Modern Times, When the Deal Goes Down. It's just a gorgeous ballad. I think the tune is a bit derivative of something or other, I can't remember again, but what really makes this song moving is the words, and it's another song which deals with a kind of with mortality and the concept of death, and I'll just read you a couple of verses here. We eat and we drink, and we feel and we think. Far down the street we stray. I laugh and I cry, and I'm haunted by things I never meant nor wished to say. The midnight rain follows the train. We all wear the same thorny crown. Soul to soul, our shadows roll, and I'll be with you when the deal goes down. And I picked up a rose, and it poked through my clothes. I followed the winding stream. I heard the deafening noise. I felt transient joys. I know they're not what they seem. In this earthly domain full of disappointment and pain, you'll never see me frown. I owe my heart to you, and that's saying it true, and I'll be with you when the deal goes down. I think it's absolutely sensational, and so that rounds off my top 20 of this particular period of Bob's career, and that actually rounds off the series. Here it is. You're welcome to your opinion, of course. This was only mine, and someone said I shouldn't apologise for my opinion, so I won't. So this is mine, and thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.